Hello, this is Josh Pasmore, and I want to introduce you to our process going through our Google Documents. Hopefully one day this will be turned into a website and be very slick and great to plug into and use. Here's a visual map of the processes so you can get an idea. Here's the Google Docs we're talking about. We have a community folder and a specific projects folder. The working documents for projects, and the community folder for all our first-time guests. Let's just say it's for our first-time guests. So we have an onboarding process that we're looking at. You're gonna go through an intro to the project, whatever project that is. In this case, it's New Paradigm. You're gonna do a regrouping call where you're gonna be placed into a group. You're going to get sent a link to read, and you're going to therefore prep for the first call through doing a few steps. After that, you're going to, well, in between here is reporting to your to the administrator of the call, and then you'll jump on your first call after you've caught up. And then you'll do your work out of your projects folder. So that's a basic idea of how this looks. We're going to send you a link to Read Me First. We're going to give you a link to this area. You're going to click in here to read this first, and you're going to read it. It's for community interactions. You will see a document for each project. If you have gone through a placement call and chosen a project, you are on weekly Skype calls, and you are on weekly Skype calls to help fulfill the goal, then you will be directed to this folder. So as we saw in that visualization, you will already have gone through a regrouping call by the time you get to this page. So your project, there's many projects. Ours have specific ones. We have Culture of Collaboration, which is what's creating this video right now, helping us create a new culture and collaborate. We have a master website. We're getting together a lot of the top website engineers to be able to work together on these platforms. We have Tribe Match, matching people, could be a part of that, but it's a little separate. We have our legal structure for our communities and for our land holdings. Cryptocurrency, although I'm not familiar with that, that seems to be a big part of this. A philanthropist call out. Now, New Paradigm was created with the intention to gain resources for the movement, the New Paradigm, and for everybody. Along with that comes a resource crowdfunding shout out. So this, instead of asking for money, we're asking for resources and landowners and property owners. We have a group, a project dedicated to land acquisition and that process, and we have headquarters that we're moving into. So these are some of the groups that we have. We have a few more we'll add. Right now we have Culture of Collaboration up and going and Master Website going. So this gives you an idea of what kind of projects you might be working on. Now we're not working in groups, we're working on projects. And the reason for that is to work on projects is so there's no definition, there's no line to a certain company or a certain brand or logo anymore. If you are working on cryptocurrency, we can jump on a Skype call and we can figure that out together as a world, as a human race. So back to Read Me First. You're going to decide that you want to be a part of some sort of project, and you're going to get sent here. It says, if you please go to the project you are a part of here, and this is where we just were. You click on it, and it's going to take you right to what we were seeing. And so if you were brought into a legal structure, you would click into this document and you would read about what to do here. Okay, pretty simple. This is where you plug in. You say, I'm so-and-so, here's my email. You make a video intro. You'll see that when you read it here, etc., etc. Okay, that's that. Now, so now you know that. Then it says you will see a CSV file. You click on that link and you go there and you fill in your contact information. Now to the right here is You'll see on the top comments, you have an area for comments, and then you'll have a place where it says source. This is where you fit in the next steps. So it's kind of like, you've gotten a project you're a part of. See, here's the project. The group is actually called project. I'm going to change that right now. So that's the project you're working on, and that'll be a weekly Skype call is going to be the commitment there. And then you can add in some other information there, of course. Add yourself to this document. Okay, so we have you, we can bring you to whatever channels we need, Slack or whatever we decide to do as a group. Okay, and then as a bonus, you can add yourself to the resource sharing. Okay, and this is where we can share resources with each other. We can say what we have to share, what we need, why, how it will help. Once again, this is outlined here. Just go in there and fill it out. It'll help everyone, help you. You'll get we'll start to get some momentum going with whatever group you're in. So pretty simple stuff. If we can add to our main group only key players, and only after we're all on the same page, we can invite more people after it's clear where they fit in. This is talking about slow growth and not just shoving a bunch of people in a room and having to give them exact directions over a loudspeaker. This is a self-directed process. So people come in, they have a really nice personal touch. This is very much about collaboration and moving out of that pyramid scheme where you're one person directing everybody else. All right, so anyhow, we must go through an initial placement call. That's already happened. We know that. New members, once in, can also use this sheet, participate in the headquarters worldwide, and generally be a part of the team. If you're part of the team, you are access to everything we have going. Access is granted. As we grow, we have plans for division as well as onboarding. So we can stay in optimum team size for each project. After you've made a video, added yourself to the file, gone to your project and added your information, studied other team members. So when you go to those files in here, you'll see when you click into one, you'll see an area where people will have their information here. And so this one's a blank one, but you want to click on their video intro, get familiar with the person, click on their website, any links, get familiar with the people you'll be talking to. So you don't have to do an intro on the call and waste everyone's time. You'll know about that person already. You can do an off-call intro since it is a personal thing. All right, so you've made a video, you've added yourself, you've studied other people. Then you'll want to contact the team facilitator. This will probably be the person that brought you in on the first call, that did your regrouping call. Okay. The team facilitator would also be listed in your document, so in your project document. Okay. So that's it. Then you can start jumping on the calls weekly. It's very, very simple. Etiquette. Please do not change anything in the docs. Changes are made on group calls through a peer proposal process or as a team homework and by a specialist. This means that we modify these things in these documents either on group calls or through a proposal. One of the members might make a proposal and everyone might agree, and then we can add it. Or if there is a specialist that knows, and that's the only one that knows about it, we would probably let them fill out what they know and just trust that it's good enough. So we would let them fill it out. We could always look it over and talk about it. Do not invite anyone to any group without them going through the proper process and decided on by the whole team. This is not, we want to be all things to all people, but we really want to be specific on regrouping and how that looks and maintaining order, not chaos, and being on the same page. Therefore, when we need to add a team together, we will add that together. When we need to add a member, we will find out who's the perfect member. We need to have small teams so we can be efficient for now. We like up to 6 is what we like right now. And we have ways to work with other teams, between teams, so it can get, and we have platforms where our teams can plug in answers to questions and work on the same things across different Skype calls. Okay, another etiquette, another part of this culture. Prior to going on calls, be sure you are up to date on the call agenda. So if you're missing calls, it's up to you to get caught up so that nobody has to catch you up. It's pretty simple. You might have a partner for this. You might get caught up by a friend. You might watch the recording. These calls are recorded. You might have to watch the recording. So whatever it takes to catch you up, make sure you're caught up so you're not missing information and having to be stopping the process and filling you in, and where everyone's trying to create progress, and we're recording these calls and it's going out to the public. Let's keep them very efficient and let's be on the same page with these. Read the email before each call entitled "This Week's Call Update." The person's responsible for sending out the calls will title the email this and send you a email before each call outlining some things. Those are listed in our processes. You'll find that out later how that works. Check the Google Calendar for the schedule. We'll have a calendar sent to you. We'll have an email. It'll be very clear what to do. Talk to the project facilitator if you feel you have not made each call and may not be caught up to speed. Okay, so this is the same thing repeated. Catch up to each call. Be sure to be up to date on protocol. Now this protocol for calls is where we're starting to, this is not complete yet. This is where culture of collaboration specifically is helping design different calls, helping design a standard for all calls. So this is kind of like no matter what game you're playing, no matter what project you're in, whether it's Tribe Match, whether it's the master websites, whether it's culture of collaboration, whether you, and for a metaphor, whether you're playing Monopoly or whether you're playing Go, or whatever game you're playing, whatever group you're in, if you are coming from an existing previous company, such as New Earth Nation, Awakening Sovereignty Collective, and these different ways of interacting on calls, we're going to want to know how to talk together on calls. So you've gotten brought in through a specific marketing to a specific project to do a specific task. But the process, we want to maintain the same. This is where our culture kicks in. And so this is where you read the protocol for the calls, and that way anyone you're talking on across any group will be able to understand you. So this includes things, metaphorically speaking, like taking turns. We have raising hands and different items that will help us take turns so we're not speaking over each other and interrupting. So there'll be a lot of cultural etiquette in here, and we will provide you with videos. This won't have to be all written. Soon we'll give you training videos, but right now it's written. Make sure you read this before you get on the calls. We want to have you understand how the process works so you're fully aware and nobody's getting lost or having to get caught up once again. It's kind of like having to tell someone it's their turn because they're not focused, and you're constantly having to pass them the dice. We want to really make these calls flow, and we want to get a lot done quickly, be happy about it, feel complete, feel love, and we want to move forward, and we want to do it together as a tribe. So that's what we're creating here, and we're just doing it step by step. It's really, there's different types of calls, introduction, and they have different processes, so get familiar with all these, okay? This is all simple. This is all it's all in this first document you're sent. Click on the little links, you read about them, you've got full access now. That's it. That is it. We appreciate it, and we look forward to seeing you on the call. All right.